Massive fighting going on between India and Pakistan after India launched airstrikes both inside of mainland Pakistan as well as Pakistan-controlled Kashmir. And Pakistan cannot let India get away with such an unprovoked act of aggression, and so Pakistan has responded forcefully. Firstly, by downing 2 Indian jets, very reminiscent of the last time they struggled in 2019. Pakistan also launched a series of missiles targeting Indian military bases in Indian-controlled Kashmir. There are now skirmishes going on in the Indian-Pakistan line of control, with some unconfirmed reports saying that the Pakistani forces have already broken through and are now fighting inside of India. And so Indian government has enabled missile defense systems all over the border between India and Pakistan. And this is completely India's fault, because the fact is India has provided zero proof that Pakistani government or Pakistan was somehow behind the massacre that happened in Kashmir. And India, in its bombing of both Pakistan as well as Pakistan-administered Kashmir, have targeted civilians and civilian infrastructure. And military analysts have already played out these scenarios of tit-for-tat aggression by India and Pakistan. And in every situation, unless one side decides to de-escalate, it always ends with nuclear war.
I'm seeing my Indian friends celebrate the attack on Pakistan. Is India okay? Are you guys okay? And she goes, well, I didn't know they were killing the babies. The whole point was they were only supposed to target the terrorists. We were celebrating because they targeted the terrorists. Am I crazy, or does that not sound so familiar to something else we know about that is going on in the world right now? Am I crazy? Are you guys crazy? What is happening? And meanwhile, all of TikTok is only talking about friggin' Shah Rukh Khan at the Met Gala and all the Indian designers. But I don't give a shit. I'm sorry. Like, what is going on right now? Seriously.
Humiliating day for the Indian army after the Indian government was forced to admit that they lost 3 fighter jets in a couple of hours after footage appeared from Indian-controlled part of Kashmir showing the debris from the downed fighter jets. And the performance of the Indian fighter pilots in the French-made Rafale aircrafts were so bad that the stock price of Dassault Aviation, which makes these French fighter jets, fell sharply. Meanwhile, the Pakistanis were using the Chinese-made J-10 and JF-17 fighter jets, which was made by the Chinese Chengdu Aircraft Corporation. One of these fighter jets made by China was used directly by Pakistan to down the French-made fighter jet in India, and the performance of the Chinese fighter jets were so good that the stock price of the Chengdu Aircraft Corporation soared. Meanwhile, Modi is completely isolated and severely miscalculated this operation, with even the Americans not giving Modi the support that he hoped for. Meanwhile, Pakistan is swimming with allies, with both Iran and Turkey saying that they will give intelligence support to Pakistan. Best believe China is also doing the same.
Breaking news: India and Pakistan has engaged in one of the largest air battles since World War II. Reports are coming in as many as 125 aircraft were involved in the dogfight. Pakistan is claiming that it shot down another 5 Indian jet fighters. The battle took place for over an hour, and this marks another significant escalation in the war between India and Pakistan. Reports are also coming in that Pakistan has unalived 50 Indian soldiers across the border. Make sure you follow. I'll have more breaking news for you as this situation is rapidly escalating.
Another humiliating day for the Indian army, as yesterday the Pakistani military launched their official retaliation against India, naming it Operation Banyan al-Marsus, which is an Islamic ayat and roughly translates to an unbreakable structure. More than 50 Pakistani jets were used in this retaliatory operation against India, hitting key military bases in Indian-administered Kashmir as well as the Indian state of Punjab and Gujarat, which is where Modi is from. And the operation was a huge success. Not only were the Pakistani Air Force able to destroy all of these key military bases from which all of the Indian attacks originated against Pakistan, and much to India's disappointment, all of Pakistani's jets were able to return safely back to Pakistan. And Pakistan is also getting worldwide praise for the nature of the attack. They did not target any civilians or any civilian infrastructure and only targeted military bases in India, and also carried out the attack right after dawn prayers in broad daylight. On the other hand, India attacked Pakistan in the middle of the night and exclusively targeted civilians and other civilian infrastructure.
We're witnessing a historic moment in modern air combat. The Pakistan Air Force has become the first military in the world to shoot down 4.5 generation fighter jets in active combat. According to Reuters and Business Insider, Pakistani J-10C jets, Chinese-made multi-role fighters, successfully downed 5 Indian aircraft during the recent dogfight, including 3 French-made Rafale jets. along with one MiG-29 and one Su-30 MKI. This is significant because the Rafale is one of the most advanced 4.5 fighter jets ever built and had never been shot down in combat until now. U.S. officials also confirmed that this engagement took place and that Pakistani jets were responsible for the shootdowns. This clash marks one of the most intense air battles in recent history, possibly the largest since World War II. It not only sets a new precedent for modern aerial warfare, but also raises serious questions about air dominance, technology, and tactical execution between rival nations.
Some great news. India and Pakistan have agreed to a full and comprehensive ceasefire. India's Foreign Secretary has confirmed that the pause in fighting between the two countries began at 5 p.m. local time. Pakistan's Deputy Prime Minister has also welcomed the decision, saying that Pakistan always strives for peace and security. The whole world learned about the ceasefire by a tweet or a Truth Social post from US President Donald Trump, who said the ceasefire is a result of a, quote, long night of talks mediated by the United States for both India and Pakistan. Both leaders from India as well as Pakistan, as well as both of their militaries, are reportedly ready to begin broader talks in a neutral third-party state. And make no mistake, this has nothing to do with the United States mediating or anything. It had to do with Pakistan responding in an unbelievably forceful manner in their retaliatory attacks against India. And India was basically looking for a face-saving way to get out of this conflict. And congratulations to the Pakistani army on this big victory, and proved that you can show military strength without targeting civilians. So why did Pakistan dominate India in the air? Here are the main reasons. First, the weapons. Pakistan's J-10CE jets armed with the Chinese PL-15 missiles, for example, are way more advanced than anything that India has in its arsenal, as proven in combat. Second is India's over-reliance on overpriced Western-made weapons. Indian Air Force, for example, relies heavily on radars made by Israel, fighter jets made by France, and other military equipment made by the United States. And although all these Israeli, European, American-made weapons are really good at unaliving defenseless women and children, they have not been tested against an equal. When you buy all of this equipment from all over the world, there's also the issue of systems integration. Because good luck trying to get all of these disparate systems from all over the world to talk to each other in a cohesive way. Meanwhile, the Pakistani Air Force has really good discipline and systems integration. Most of their weapons and infrastructure for their Air Force is either made by China or Pakistan, or is a joint venture between China and Pakistan. The weapons alone don't tell the whole story. There's also the skill of the warrior, with Pakistani Air Force pilots proving themselves to be absolutely world-class.
Well, there you have it. India and Pakistan have officially called a ceasefire. Basically, India fucked around and found out. Because India was the aggressor in this. They 100% wanted this war. My theory is that America and Israel made India believe they had their back. India launched the attack. And within a day, within 24 hours of launching the attack, Turkey and China basically announced their joining sides with Pakistan, because Turkey sent planes and China sent weapons. Within 24 hours of launching that shit, China and Turkey joined in for Pakistan. Meanwhile, India, I'm guessing they were waiting for Israel and US to say, oh, that's how it's gonna be, we're gonna back. Trump is like, Then they realized, okay, you know what? By the way, Pakistan now officially has set the record as the first military in the world to shoot down a 5th generation fighter jet. Is it 4.5 or 5? I can't remember, but 4.5 or 5 generation fighter jet, one of the two. And they didn't just shoot one, they shot down 5. So yeah, India realized in one day they've lost 5 jets. If this shit goes to 2 weeks, they're gonna lose all. And so they've called a ceasefire. Today is a day of acquiescing. Today's a day of acquiescing because US and China just signed a 90-day pause on the tariffs, and now India has acquiesced. Like today is a day of starting shit and going, no, I was playing.